Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Alhamdulillah yasta'inuhu wastaghfiruh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu arsalahu bil haqqi bashiran wa nadhira bayna yaday as-sa'ah man yuti'i Allah wa rasulahu faqad rashad wa man ya'si Allah wa rasulahu faqad ghawa. Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam إذا قامت الساعة وفي يد أحدكم فسيلة فإن استطاع ألا يقوم حتى يغرسها فليغرسها. It's a beautiful hadith, a saying of our beloved Prophet, peace be upon him, describing a man or person who happens to have a sapling or seedling in his hand, who is in the process of planting it in the ground, who in the process of sowing the seeds into the ground or taking a small plant and putting it into the ground, sowing into the ground. And the Prophet ﷺ says that if in that process he comes to know the day of judgment is upon him, let him, if he's able to finish this job, let him finish this job. Let him finish planting this sapling or this seed. This hadith is profound. It's so many levels. It teaches us so much when it comes to the idea of productivity, the idea of legacy building, the idea that even in the most difficult time, most challenging time in your personal life, whether you have money or not, whether you have health or not perhaps, or you're going through a difficult family situation, or something very serious and much more serious like genocide in the world, that you do not give up on doing good actions, that you do not give up on helping someone, because you do not know till your last breath, you don't know whom this plant or this tree eventually may actually help and benefit way after you are gone. And that is the idea of sadaqah jariyah. That is the idea of living your life beyond yourself. That is the idea of true success. That is the idea of legacy. And that is a life of significance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you and I to live. So there are people in our lives that we know in this world who have no ambitions. Nothing really, they have nothing excites them. They just want to do 9 to 5, live a mediocre life, live on autopilot. They don't want even, they don't plan for any success in this world, nor of course in the hereafter. They just want to get by and, watch away and binge away on all sorts of sitcoms and movies, or gaming away their lives, or just literally scrolling through lives, literally, on social media. And then there are people who are very ambitious. They want to achieve great results for themselves primarily, or maybe they're for their family in this world. They plan, they're intentional, they're studying, they're working hard, they have goals and ambitions every year. Beginning of the year, they come up with their plans. They do something. But sometimes it's very much exclusively focused either on themselves or in this dunya, in this world, and that's it. In fact, many times they don't even care about at what cost they're going to achieve that success. In fact, they don't sometimes even care at what cost to others that they will achieve that success. So it doesn't matter who in the world may suffer because of this $5 shirt that I'm going to wear. It doesn't matter what genocide regime is producing that drink or that fancy car that you just bought or that device whose blood or whose back it is built on. It does not matter to such people. And then there are people who have a different understanding of success in this world and in the hereafter. These are the people of significance. These are the people who want to be achievers in this dunya as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu wanted us to be. But the ultimate goal and ultimate achievement is in the hereafter. Because the definition of success is very different for such people. Because definition of success, even from the perspective of psychologists or people who are in mental health, people who talk about successful life, or coaches in this field will tell us that success is not just about material things. There's a lot more to it. So what is interesting is in the Quran, when we look at the words that define success, that are translated as success perhaps in English, most of those actually, and most of the time they talk about success in the hereafter. Because our understanding of success is that if you are successful in the hereafter, if you are successful by worshiping Allah, having a relationship with God, and also relationship with humanity, serving humanity, then you will be successful ultimately. Because you will live a life of dignity, honor, respect, and happiness, and contentment, which is what humanity is yearning for. This is what people spend millions of dollars on counseling go through counseling to get. Millions of dollars to actually achieve, and they still say, you know what? We're still not satisfied. There's still something hollow. There's something still missing because it's a wrong understanding of success. So if you look at words like falah in the Quran, falah, which means success. What is interesting about this word is that most of the time the Quran actually talks about falah in the hereafter. And قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Allah says, verily, believers have already achieved success. And who are they? So this is guaranteed. Allah is talking past tense for something that actually we haven't even done yet. And what are these people? These are people who have khushu in their prayers, have humility in their prayers. These are people who guard their prayers, but then in the middle, beginning and end talks about salah and relationship with Allah, and then in the middle is all about others. It's all about serving others or not harming others. It's all about ensuring that you pay your zakat. These people pay their zakat. These people don't use foul language. They guard their chastity, and on and on. If you look at words like fawz, same thing. Who are the faizun in the Quran? These are the people of fawz are the people who do good actions. They have iman, they have good actions. They are the people who are faizun. in this deen. Then there is a word that you hear in Arabic language, sa'ada. In the Quran, it's not used as much, but in the hadith, it is mentioned. Sa'ada, same idea. Idea of contentment, happiness, and joy. Most of the time is dealing with when you're serving others. Because when you are serving others, when you live a life of significance, when you live for others, when you have a higher goal in life, then that joy that you get is higher than the joy that you are trying to give to other people. This is the beauty. By the way, science has shown this. Research has shown this. The happiest person when they're giving something or helping somebody, the happiest person is not the person who's receiving it, it's the person who's actually giving it. If you give it, of course, for the right intentions. So, brothers and sisters, we are people of significance. We are not people who live a life of mediocrity. As you and I plan for this coming year, this year itself, 2025, as you plan for this coming Ramadan, we need to make sure that we plan for a life of significance, that we go beyond just our material success goals that we need, of course. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا. Oh Allah, give us the best in this dunya, but also رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Of course. So akhirah, and then there is qina adhab an-nar after that, right? So, oh Allah, give us the best in this dunya, best in the hereafter, and then also save us from the hereafter, from the adhab of hereafter. Right? So that is something to keep in mind. So people of significance are people of ithar. These are people who are always looking to prefer other people around them. People of significance are people of ihsan. These are people of excellence. They don't just do bare minimum at work or at school or at home. They go beyond what their call of duty is. People of significance are people of mujahada. They're constantly struggling for something higher and bigger. They're not satisfied with low goals, low goals in life. They're always thinking about higher. Every year they're asking themselves, what can I do more for myself and for people around me? What can I do for my iman today and to achieve the hereafter? Then people of significance are people who are self-sacrificing. Shakhs mudahi, as they say. A person who is always willing to sacrifice themselves. And by the way, all of these things, characteristics that we just mentioned, are things that we are learning of ordinary people doing extraordinary things in Gaza, for instance. People, all of these things that I just mentioned, despite the fact that they have hardly anything to share, to give, and their circumstances are so difficult. I want to also draw your attention to two terms that are in English language. The way they're used is important for us to think about for a moment. Success versus significance. Most of the time in English language, when you use the word success, it's again about worldly things and it's about personal success. Significance is about others. So significant success is what happens to you. Significance is what happens through you. Success is mostly about you. Significance is mostly about other people. Success is mostly self-centered. And significance is mostly other people-centered. And very interestingly, success, most of the time when we talk about success and goals that we may come up with for this year or in future, they're mostly about short-term goals. Next 2 years, I want to become this, I want to do this, I want to achieve this. All that is good. But significance is what outlives you. Significance is what you leave behind most of the time. Significance is what people remember you for. Success is like a person who climbs on a ladder, and when he gets up there, realizes that they were on the wrong wall. That they realize that there's actually no wall perhaps. That they may actually fall because of that success. Significance is like a person who makes sure that they're standing on the right wall. That when they go up there, not only they are up there themselves, they actually bring everybody else. They don't kick people down. They don't pull people's legs when they're up there. This is what significance is. This is what true falah, true fawz, true success, true sa'ada is. Astaghfirullah li wa lakum wa li sa'il al-muslimin fastaghfiruhu innahu al-ghafur rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Brothers and sisters, we need to start shifting from this idea of just limiting ourselves and our plans and goals in life to limit it to our worldly aims and also to just personal success. Let us think about our people around us, our family, our community, our masjid, and of course, our ummah. Live a life of intentionality, and that's where planning comes in. Putting, no matter how young you are, how young or old you may be, and many of you are on holidays, it's the right time as the 1 year ends and next year starts, and you have Ramadan starting, coming up, inshallah. Put on piece of paper, write down what you did well, what you didn't do well last year, and then plan for what you're going to do for this year and what you're going to do, inshallah, more importantly, that is going to make you a person of significance, inshallah. And people of success, people of significance, look at the 3 T's. The 3 T's, how they spend their 3 T's. What are these 3 T's? Number 1, their time. Number 2 is their talent, the skills that Allah has given you. And the last T is your treasure, how they spend their wealth. And if it is mostly about you and around you and just your family, there's a problem. How you spend your time, how you spend your talent, and how you spend your treasures. Lastly, but not least, brothers and sisters, think of people around you, and you'll be amazed to see how many people around you are people of significance that you can learn from. And look at history as well, starting from the time of Prophet ﷺ, starting from the time of Sahaba, and then beyond. When I think of significance, I think of somebody like Imam al-Nawawi, rahimahullah, a man who barely lived about 40-something years. And his contribution today is that Allah chose his books of hadith that almost every single home has to have a 40 Nawawi, 40 hadith, or Riyadh al-Salihin that every masjid or every home perhaps has. I think of Imam Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah, and a scholar of the heart, but he has done so much incredible work, who died at a very young age. I think of Fakhruddin Razi. I think of Malcolm X, who had only 9 months to live after he accepted Sunni Orthodox Islam. Yet there's hardly a person in North America who has not accepted Islam because of his autobiography or has not been at least influenced by him. I think of people in our own lives. It could be a grandmother. It could be somebody ordinary who did extraordinary things. I think of Khalid Nabhan in Gaza, who decided to live a life of significance despite all the tribulations that he went through. A man who was became a symbol of resistance and also generosity. And a man who, when he passed away, there were cats and animals who would miss him because of his beautiful love and generosity and kindness and life of significance that he lived, very little time that he had during that genocide, that he was able to impact millions of people around the world and inspired us because of that statement of that he made, Ruh, soul of my souls, when his granddaughter passed away. I think of Brother Omar Zia, who barely a month ago passed away, a good friend of mine, a good friend of many of others, whose impact of barely 49 years is so unbelievable, that there's hardly a person I have met so far who did not have a personal story of impact that he had. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and all of us tawfiq to be people of significance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to do more than what we do for ourselves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be people who leave behind us legacy. Astaghfirullah li wa lakum ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. صلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Please make sure we fill our lines first. Get up, stand up, and please try to fill in the gaps to make sure that we accommodate as many people as possible. And as we fill our lines, I just want to make a quick announcement. We have an organization called Windsor Islamic Society who is here today with us, raising funds for their center. A good friend of mine, Dr. Junaid Yusuf, is here. He's going to talk to you for a couple of minutes right after. If you can please stick around. Please support before you leave. This is one of the least things we can do, inshallah, to support. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Brother, please move forward. Please move forward. If you see any space, please move forward. It's very cold outside. And on the hardwood floor, please follow the red tape to make the line straight. Please do not leave any space. Move forward yourself. Go to your right-hand side, brother. Go to your right-hand side. If you have any space, please raise your hand so the people can go there. Please raise your hand.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Please make sure you fill gaps and pray as if it's your last prayer. Allahu Akbar. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair, Brother Taha, for inspiring khutbah today. MashaAllah, everybody here, I'm a youth from this community. I grew up in West Mississauga, and I have seen the difference masajid can make on children and families. I'm here today from Windsor. It's a small town about 300 kilometers away from here to fundraise for our new institution, Islamic Society of Windsor. We are making a center just like this, and as inspiring as MNN is for our community in Windsor. We've seen a tremendous growth of people that have moved to Windsor during COVID years for a better lifestyle, more affordability, getting out of riba, paying more affordable rents. They are living there. Tremendous rise in the community. The numbers, the masajid are not enough. The needs are tremendous, and we've opened the center now 6 months ago. We have about $100,000 loans and debts that we have to pay, construction costs, carpeting, mimbar, bookshelves, as we get ready for the upcoming winter. So anything that you can consider as a donation for us, we have volunteers on all exits, on the sister side, on the brother side. There are tap machines, there are cash boxes as well. Please consider your donation. I know this community, mashallah, is very, very generous. I grew up in this community. I have strong ties to this community. I still have family here. I come by all the time. So please, please, please consider anything that you can do to help build this legacy in Windsor, and may Allah accept from you on this blessed day of Jumu'ah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Brothers, as you leave the masjid is at capacity, parking lot is full. We ask for your patience as you exit, especially in your cars. Please listen to the volunteers' direction. They're trying their best, so ask your patience. Thank you so much.
Yes, I heard about it. My wife really wanted to attend this time, but it's actually. Yeah, really. Wow, mashallah, that's amazing. Wow, absolutely. Because we can't. Very nice. Very nice. MashaAllah, that's great. I really wanted to go this time. There are a couple of reasons.
Sisters, as you'll notice, we have a new entrance for you, open every Jumu'ah. So feel free to use it. It's easy to enter and exit. So please use the designated sisters entrance. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mashallah. Allah bless them, mashallah. That's beautiful. That's very beautiful. Oh, yeah. The thing now. I forgot. Yes. Yeah. So it was there, but they never opened until I guess now. This is the last time I saw it there. Oh, makes sense. Oh, okay, got it. Alhamdulillah, so nice to see you. So how long are you still here? Oh, really? You're running in? Oh, my goodness. Oh, mashallah. Oh, wonderful, mashallah. I'll inshallah connect with you with regard to some outreach. Oh, soft. It's on. Oops. Please say it's on. Just want to make sure that I'm going to guess. This is a permanent sponsorship. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I had no idea you were free. I was just like, you got up. He called me. Okay.
Please, anytime.
Yeah, something related to things I want to talk about.
No, please, anytime.
I know for inshallah for Ramadan we are having Tarawih also in the community center, right?
Yes, that's what I don't know the details, but the Tarawih.
It will be from which day? From 1st of March, I think 1st of March until the 1st of
Most likely first of March. I don't know.
So it's there in the gym? What time it will be there in the gym? It's too early to tell. It's 2 months. Okay. But it's confirmed, inshallah. Yeah,
They will make an announcement.
Okay. But Maghrib will not be there. Maghrib will only Aisha and Tarawih. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.